Hey everybody, Zach Martin here, Kids Deserve Dads, down here just outside of San Diego. Some great mountains and hills outside here, and reflecting on the life that I have created over these last 5 years, and my commitment to my son and my son's life, and being dedicated to this process. When I came here the last time, 5 years ago, my son's mom and I had split up, and I was getting very little time with my son. At that point in time, I was getting 2 hours a couple times a week. It was November of 2017, so he was about 10 months old, 9 months old, and just growing so big so fast, and I felt like I was missing so much time. And I had chosen out of coming to this conference, this heart conference in June, because I was going to give up on 3 days with my son, 6 hours, and I chose out of coming here and connecting to my son on that time because of that missing him and not being able to be in his presence and supporting him and watching him grow as he just grew so fast and right before my eyes, and when I wasn't looking every day. And so chose out, and in November, I thought about choosing out again, and one of my good friends, my favorite people in the whole entire world, Andrea Pride, didn't let me make that choice for myself, and really held me to why I was coming here and what I was going to get. And she knew what I was getting myself into, and so I came and I saw, and it was so amazing to be in this space 5 years later, going from that place of where I only got to have my son for 5 days, 2 hours, 5 times every 2 weeks, into the place where I am now with my son and my son's mom. And now I get to see him every single day. I take him to school every morning. She drops him off before she goes to work. I pick him up from school every day. We get to spend a couple hours together, and then he goes to his mom in the evening time. And it's just such an epic transition. Now this summer, I literally will get my son all but like 10, 12 days of the summer, and that's it. And I'll have him every single other day. He'll be with his mom on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and otherwise when she's at work, I'm gonna get him every day she's at work, Monday through Thursday, and then I get him every other 2 weeks on my normal time. So a real transition, and I think one of the things that's been so impactful in that transition for myself has been surrendering to the experience, allowing it to be what it is, even though I was doing the work constantly to make it changes and change myself and change the situation. But and in this conference, I learned that surrender is really not about giving up, but that it's more about that this is life in this moment. This is the experience that you're given and that you have chosen for yourself, and that you get to do your best in this moment to have the life you want to have. And I had a vision about my son being together. I was so steadfast in this vision of us spending all this time and me being impactful and influential in his life, being his rock and his foundation for which he grew from, and that he got to have me as a leader and as his father to guide him in the direction that's going to give him the satisfaction in his life that he wants, and help him step into all his greatness and his power. And I had this vision, and I stuck to it, and I continued every day to focus on how I get to be in those moments, so that way I could show up for my son and my son's mom in a way that showed I was here for contribution and connection and support, to help them have their experience, so that way I could be more involved. And I continued continuously to be there, to offer myself, to listen, to be supportive and ask questions, to help her and engage with her, so that way she felt supported and connected with me. And I maintained that focus for the last 4 years. Was I perfect? I was not. But I tried every day with excellence to step into my power and to give myself completely to my son, and to knowing that I had this ability to connect with him, and that him and I needed to be together, and that for his life I got to figure out how to support his mom in a way that helped her feel comfortable and connected with me in a way that she would support our relationship and help us grow. And so it was really wonderful this last year when I moved to Rapid City after graduating law school, completing that season of my life. I haven't passed the bar exam, and I get to do that, and it's a commitment that I'm committed to and that I'm focused on going forward. And next February I will be taking it again, and I'll be passing next February. Third time's a charm, to tell us. And I'm excited about completion of this season and moving forward. But right now I'm in a season of building my business, building my focus on the life that I will have after I'm a lawyer and before, while I'm still running this nonprofit, Kids Deserve Dads, helping dads be their best selves, really overcoming the roadblocks they put in front of themselves and the obstacles they have in their way, to live the life that they want to live and be connected fully with their kids. And that's what it's all about, is recognizing where you are in the moment and seeing what you want to look like, and then choosing how you get to be to have that experience. And so for my beingness was really supportive, connected, committed, disciplined has been a huge quality that I've stepped into in this last year, which has aided me in my fitness goals, and just maintaining the high energy and the production day in and day out forward in my goals, and building this business and this life for myself and my son, and for all the dads who choose in and come with me on this journey, for us to have the quality of life that we desire for our kids. And this journey is just beginning, and the vision of the future is absolutely amazing. And I'm excited about getting the opportunity to choose into this with everybody else here and really make this happen and make this be something that moves us all forward. One of the big things that I really felt that really moved us forward was my being present, my being available, my openness to supporting and offering it. It was turned down, I don't want to say infinity times, but it felt like infinity times. Like every time I offered, I was shot down. But I stayed resolute. I stayed solid in my belief and understanding that I was an integral part in our son's life, and that he needed me, and that I had value, and that through my continuous offerings to be there and supporting his mom and helping her live her life the way she wanted to, and help our son grow in a way that we both agreed was going to move him forward the most, was something that really got us into a spot where she started opening up and started recognizing that I was not just here, selfishly, but that I was selflessly offering my support to give back to her and to give to our son and to be here and helping his life grow. And when I moved to town, she agreed to allow me to have him every single day after school, pick him up from school and take him home and spend 2 hours with him every single day. And did I make some sacrifices and give in quite a few ways to get this success? Yes, I did. I gave a lot more than a lot of people would have. But the giving that I gave was to get the ultimate goal. My goal is to be my son's dad and be my son's mentor, be his hero, and to live that life and to be there with him all the time to help him see what's possible. And so the sacrifice that I gave to have this opportunity was nothing, and I was happy to give it. And I got to have my son every day after school, and I offered to pick him up from school a lot of times. And I got him, the standard in South Dakota is 1 day a week, and I got my 1 day a week. And she changed it like 3 or 4 times, and I made a comment that I didn't like to having it changed, and I probably could have stuck to it, but changing those dates and stuff allowed her to have the life she wanted to have, and it helped show her that I was so committed to this being a team effort that she stepped aside and saw my heart, and then my heart was in contribution. My heart was in support, that I was here to be Elijah's dad, to make a difference, and that I was not here to make things more difficult on her, but to take the stress and the pain and the work away, so she could have and focus on the stuff she wanted to accomplish in her life, besides just being a mom. And so got to have those nights, and oh my gosh, picking them up from school, kindergartners. I'll tell you what, some things that I cherish. You want to know one of my favorite moments? A lot of them, but I dropped off at school one day, and we were talking about. It was kind of cold outside, and he's blowing on a window and stuff, and he's got windows. He's like, I'm like, what are you doing back there? He's like, Dad, I'm drawing on the window. I was like, oh, what are you drawing? And he's like, I'm drawing something for you. I was like, oh, okay, thanks, son. And I kind of see he's got slashes everywhere and stuff, and we get out, and he's like, Dad, I drew you a heart. And he used both hands. I'm holding the phone with my hand, but he looks at my face, and he's got this big old smile, and he just draws this little heart for me, and he goes, and he blows a kiss, and he walks off to go to class. And my heart melted, and I get back in the car, and he's got the sloshes everywhere, and all this everywhere. But inside of all that, there's a beautiful, beautiful heart that is still on my window because I haven't washed it. So maybe that's a thing for me to do here soon. But that it was just so glorious. And without having the opportunity to take him to school and pick him up from school, I wouldn't get those things. Every day, dang near every single day, my son ran from his teacher when he saw me, and she excused him for the day. He ran across the field and leapt into my arms and just wrapped his arms around me with this big old bear hug and told me how much he loved me. And I carried him out every single day of kindergarten, except for Fridays. His mom got him on Fridays. But it's glorious. It's all worth the sacrifice that I gave to be there, to be with him, to give in to his mom, to not have resistance to her anger and to her hate, but that surrender to the experience and be supportive. And how do I get to show up for her every single day to help her feel calm and relief and support, knowing that our son is more than safe in more than capable hands to go forward and be raised in this world. And it took a while. Being focused and committed was really huge, but it made a big difference. And I know that the choices that I chose to be, the qualities that I stepped into every day with her, being calm, being patient, being focused, being committed, being loving, being supportive, being responsible for mistakes that I made. I made mistakes. I didn't put sunscreen on my son every time. I missed a few butt wipes when he was in diapers and stuff that could have gotten done sooner. And other things that I could have done, and I wasn't perfect. And I'm not Jesus. So I get to live in excellence in every moment. And I get to reestablish myself when I'm not in excellence and recommit to excellence each and every moment of every single day. And that's what I did. And I gave so much myself that his mom softened over time. And that I'll say now that we have an amazing relationship. I am so blessed in this moment of my life to get to spend so much time with my son, and to be so connected with his mom that I would say she's my friend, and that there's no way in hell I would have said she was my friend 5 years ago, and maybe even 2 years ago, that we were friends. But that through this work that I've been doing on myself and that I'm bringing into Kids That Serve Dads, I have released my resistance and my regrets from the past, and the need to be right and to just be here now for my son and for his mom and for myself, so that way we can have the best quality of life together that we can have, and we can raise this beautiful boy Elijah from this young 6-year-old budding human into the greatest man that he chooses to be, and allowing him the space to see himself at what's fully capable and possible, and then stepping into that each and every day, knowing what he wants, knowing who he gets to be, and then making those choices to be that. And I am leading by example, showing my son that, it's okay to be human, and we acknowledge our mistakes and we acknowledge our failures, but that we step up, and that we recognize ourselves, and that we clean that off, and we move ourselves forward to the men that we choose to be in that moment, and that we want to be for the rest of our lives. And then every moment I choose who I get to be, and how I get to show up. And then I give myself continuously to this growth and this process to become the man that my son gets to see and gets to idolize and gets to look up to. And my ultimate goal for this is that my son sees more than just me being a great man, but that he learns from my lessons. He takes what I have to give him, and that at the end of the day, my son's greater than me. My son has surpassed my knowledge and expertise and heart and commitment and discipline, and that this boy who becomes a man is now, I'm in awe, and I'm now the pupil learning from his greatness and watching him grow into something that I only could dream about being, the kind of man that I aspire to become. And he finds it with ease because he's been trained in the arts of knowing the qualities and being in the moment and being connected to himself first and foremost, and the people around him each and every day. And that he has the tools to go out there and really change the world on a scale that very, very few can, mostly because they're just not taught. And that my son gets to be a servant leader, and I get to be his pupil and observe him in his greatness. And so each day I do all the little things that I do each day to make myself the best version of myself that I could be, stepping into the qualities that serve me to becoming the man that I need to be, so I can then be the father and supporter that my son and his mom need in our lives. It's just been a magical journey, and I'm just so blessed to be in this experience, to have my son and to have the opportunity to learn, to go through these challenges, to have these opportunities and obstacles in my way, and then overcome, see the path, see the vision for the future, and then every single day make the choices that serve me in the moment to get to the ultimate goal. I'm not saying I've totally arrived yet, but I get my son every morning, take him to school, and I get my son every day after school and pick him up. I'm gonna get him every single day this summer, and this is gonna continue. And I don't have him all day every day, and I'm blessed. And I've put a lot of work into making this happen, and I know that this is now exactly where I dreamed that I would be at. When I was here 5 years ago at Heart Camp at Clemmer, just wishing to God I could just be with my son, that I just have so much to give, and I just love him so much. And how do I get to be involved in his life? To now I'm here, now, with him, loving on him, supporting him, watching him grow, watching him discover this world and choose into connection and love and processing through all the difficult feelings and struggles, and being that rock who's done the work on himself and put in the effort day in and day out for these last 5 years to become the man who's there every single day, who gives wholeheartedly to my son and loves him and listens to him and supports him. And I think my son's blessed, but you know what? This experience has been the hardest thing I've ever gone through, and the most painful, but the rewards at the end, to get to be my son's dad every day, I cherish every single moment of it. And it's absolutely incredible. And so, and kids deserve dads, part of this experience is being in the experience, feeling that pain, feeling the hurt, feeling the disappointment, the sadness, and allowing those to flow over you, and then maintaining that vision of your life. What is it that you want? How do you want this life to go? And then every day making the choices, choosing the qualities and the actions and the beingness that I'm going to be every day, so I can then have that end goal. And while it took me 5 years, looking back, it feels like it was yesterday. And looking forward, I know this is going to continue for years and years to come, and that our life together is going to be epic. And I look forward to others joining me on this journey, being part of Kids Serve Dads and moving this world forward, where dads and kids connect and we build an amazing relationship for each and every family in exactly the ways that you vision in your life. Because I have lived this in my life, and my hope is that every dad out there who sees this gets inspired and chooses to do and be who they have to be every single moment, every single day, to then have a life that they want to have. And it's so worth it. I cherish this experience, and I am so blessed to be here 5.5 years later, in Clemmer and Hart in San Diego, reflecting on what an amazing experience I've had to go from the man I was to the man I am with this vision of the man I'm going to become. It's amazing. Bless you guys. I look forward to more time and look forward to bringing about some great changes in this world and supporting you in your growth and your connection with your kids. Give them a hug, tell them you love them, and stay focused on who you get to be in every moment to have the life you want. See you soon.